Welcome to Legendary Elite Good Intentions. So this is part 3 of experimenting with Voodoo's past lives. And so just to reiterate, because as you know, I don't like playing melees, and so I wanted to see if I could find some kind of way to, play, these melee past lives, to play through them as a warlock, but still get my heroic past life for like paladin, for example, which is what I'm doing this life. So I have 9 warlock, I have 10 paladin and 1 fighter because I'm PDK, and so just full on Enlightened Spirit. You can see I have the Enlightened Spirit tree all the way up to tier 5. Got to get that shining through, and the Spirit Blast, of course. And then, Tainted Scholar tree. This is, my regular build kind of thing. And then supplementing with a lot of the defensiveness from Sacred Defender. And so in the first installment of the series, I did, I talked about my experiences with heroics, with high-level heroics, because, I did the iconics was started at 15. Did a level 19, and it just breezed through it. It was so easy to do. So if you want to do a heroic life, you could do 9 levels of warlock, 11 of whatever else, you should be fine. When I did the Unquiet Graves, the part 2, and I talked about my experiences in low-level epics, it was a lot more discouraging. My DPS was, on the low side. Things took a little bit longer, and for me, I said like it was on sort of the cusp of whether or not, I would want to try to do this. And at the end, I said, I think I'm just going to do some heroic past lives because I need to. I have so many epic past lives to do, and I don't want to do that in a life that I'm not really happy with. But I will say that after that video, things got a lot better. And right now there is a supposed bug, and I can't even really explain how to do it. Or I can't explain. I don't have any solid, conclusive answers for you. But supposedly the way that it works is if you switch your weapons around what's in your hands, and then you switch back, like Utter Dark Blast, seems to have some sort of deleterious effect on your spell damage, so people are saying you just toggle that off and back on. And so I might have been suffering from that in early epic levels and not realize it. So I'm not sure. I mean, I did the Unquiet Graves in 8 minutes. I did a 10 at level 23. So, I mean, it's kind of slow, but it's not ridiculous. But I think probably a bigger part of the reason why it's been more tolerable for me and better for high epics is because when I'm doing just a past life, I'm not doing like a regular build or my final life or whatever. I'm only going to 30 and I'm going right back, to TR, and I'm not going to do multiple lives. I'm not running high-end content anyways, I mean, I'm just doing I'm going to show you what I did, and I'm showing you I'm doing all this on Epic Elite. But it's just chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, Epic Elite, did the High Road chain, did the Druid's Curse, did a couple out in Red Fens, the Vaughn chain, Lords of Dust chain. Did I just say that? So not really touching the high end epic stuff. You see, I did Zawabi's Refuge, like Sands of Nectar and stuff. I've already done memoirs on Epic Elite 2-minute earlier. So this obviously is high-end stuff, but I think I did all right with it. So I thought I'd do a video. I'd kind of like to do a little bit of a walkthrough. I'm not an expert at this quest, but I can tell you the basics. If you're new to it, if you haven't run it yet. So just talk about sort of some of the basics that I've learned. I probably only run this quest 10, 12 times tops. But so there's some optionals that I'm not sure where they're at and stuff. But anyways, let's just see how it goes. It's certainly not the fastest DPS in the world, which I expected at the outset. But I get through this quest. I think that's pretty good. And it wasn't, it didn't take me forever. And this quest can certainly, at some time, sometimes it can take longer than others, depending on the location of some random things. Now, oh crap! I want to show you what gear I'm using. So I got the smoke goggles and scale mail the celestial sage, epic ethereal bracers, circle of malevolence, boots of blessed travels. Got my legendary dashing gloves. So I just picked up these earlier tonight. This is an awesome item for like a bard that does a lot of sonic damage, or you know, the Fey pack that does sonic damage. Resonance 185, Sonic Lore 27, quality charisma 4, quality performance 5, green slot, balling gear. I mean, it's balling. Must have for a Fey pack. And like a caster bard. So cool. And then of course got the lantern ring, epic quarter of reprisal. Actually, I don't even need that anymore, really. I guess no, I don't even need the sheltering anymore. So I should replace that with something else, but whatever. Countenance, epic litany of the dead. Now, resonation is something I used in Voodu Warlock's like permanent build like for a while, but then I moved away from it because I really wanted to focus on the tankier side of things. But I wanted to use it this life because it has that sounding to do, you know, some additional DPS, and you know, because I'm already lower DPS, I really wanted to get that. So that's why I'm using it. And then sightless for the Constitution. This is obsolete for me really because I should get Constitution like on my belt. I get higher Constitution. And, you know, I already got PRR on the armor. But I just want to show you what I'm using. I can't even solo this on Ginger Spice, but these damn, you know, animated objects are like immune to or highly resistant to like all her damage types. So, I mean, it's kind of ridiculous that on this, you know, garbage build that, you know, I can solo this in a reasonable amount of time, but I can't on my like flagship Pride and Joy tune with hella pass lives. Oh well, it is what it is, as they say. Talk to this guy again. He's going to tell us we need some ingredients. If you haven't done this quest, we're going to find the first ingredient here in the shops, which is some pixie dust. And so it's going to be in sort of a random room inside of these shops. I'll pull up the map here once I clear out this trash. I did do some feats a little bit different. You know, I talked before about how, you know, I couldn't pick up Arcane Eldritch Blast and Epic Arcane Eldritch Blast because they require 12 levels of Warlock. So, you know, I got like Evocation Focus to replace one of them. I picked up both Light and Sonic Epic damage, whereas normally I only pick up Light for the Epic Destiny feat. I didn't go with the Deific Warding because, you know, I really wanted to try to do something with more DPS, and I'm not going to be tanking raid bosses, you know, in this junk life. So I just went with Arcane Pulse, so helping out my DPS, and also the other thing that I picked up that I don't normally pick up is I decided to try Wellspring of Power. I've never used that before, so that's 30 seconds of plus 150 spell power. So you don't spend, if you don't want to spend time like open doors you don't need to, you can just use your like Q and E or whatever, or, you know, backspace around it to target non-combat targetables. And what you're looking for is a lever. If there's a lever in that room, then that's the room you want, because it's the lever that opens up the pixie dust. So like right there you can see like the lever's highlighted, so I know I can go in that room. So it's just to avoid some extra fighting, because if you go in those other rooms you're going to aggro a bunch of mobs, which you don't need to. Oh crap, I forgot to use my Death Ward clicky. And I got 8 negative levels. Scrolls of Greater Restoration for the win. You know, the consecration too is something I don't normally use on my regular build when I'm doing pure warlock, but that's adding extra DPS too. So trying to make up some ground for not having, you know, like the Eldritch Blast epic feats. So there's the pixie dust. That's one of 3 items that we need. And the next item is something that Dirk is going to give you. What I don't know is, so you're looking for his little squirrel. His name is Nibbles. And I don't know if Nibbles doesn't spawn until you talk to Dirk, or if he is out there somewhere. Anyways, I don't know that yet. But we'll just go talk to Dirk. Who apparently lives in the sewers these days. Maybe if DDO comes out with a final storyline before they go into maintenance mode, maybe we'll find out like Dirk is, he's just under like a confusion spell or something, or a curse or something. He's actually like this valiant hero, and then when you get rid of the curse, he becomes like this awesome NPC that will help you. That'd be cool. So you gotta find Nibbles, and sometimes he can be like right there, and if he's, you know, close by, then, you know, it's gonna make this quest a lot faster. But you know, just search all over BFE for Nibbles, and this shit's gonna take longer. I'm not interested in killing every last animated object. I just want to keep the DA down. Okay, so you just buy him a bunch of drinks and he gives you the item you need. That's item 2. Dirk is going to give us item 3. Again, we got to find Nibbles so that he gives it to us. So I know Nibbles can be over there, and I know Nibbles can be in the garden, and Nibbles can also be at the end. I don't know if he can be in other places. Those are the places. Those are the 3 places that I've always seen him. So if he was here, I've usually seen him like right out there. But we'll just backspace around to see if we pick him up. So I'm guessing that he's in the garden. Which is right over here. Yellow dungeon alert. Oh no, we're all gonna die. I've been closely mentoring a guildie who is having some major survivability issues. He dies a lot. Not disparaging him, he's a super nice guy, but he's clearly not building for survivability, and for him, I think it sort of became the norm to die 25 times every time we run a raid. And that was just like accepted, and that's not acceptable. There's no reason to die that many times in a raid. Most deaths are preventable. So what I've been doing with him is, you know, he had a warlock, so I told him, you know, epic reincarnate, do my build, which is build for survivability. I'll play it through one life with you, so that you can see, like, you know, this is what it's like to play a highly survivable tune. You're not dying all the time, because it's no fun to die all the time. I mean, come on now. And I'm not picking up Nibbles, so he's not in any of the places that I normally see him, so this video is going to be longer than I meant. oh well, I'm gonna learn something today. And so he's like almost level 28 now, and doing really well. Like I had him soloing like Epic Elite Demon Queen at level 25, which, I mean, you know, like 2 weeks ago he would have never dreamed of doing something like that. And that's, you know, if you're an experienced player, you know that's totally doable. But if, you know, if you're a more casual player, or, you know, you're not a person that, you know, solos raids, that something like that might seem like really crazy baller. Like you might think, oh, I'd never solo Epic Elite Demon Queen at 25 or something. But it's totally doable. And I showed this dude that, like, who's dying all the time, you know, that, hey, you can do this. And that's one of the things that, you know, I really want to come across in my videos too, is that, like, I don't want my videos to come across as like, look what I can do. I want them to come across as, look what you can do. Like, hopefully to take the information you get in these videos and see, like, you can do that. Like, I'm not performing any magic tricks here. And I'm not talking about this class, because, or this build, because I'm just a crappy ass 9 Warlock junk build right now, but. Okay, so I really don't know where Nibbles is, so I'm just gonna have to search around for him, I guess. I guess he could be somewhere like in the courtyard. Just gonna keep backspacing around. This is pretty crappy. I'm gonna learn something, and maybe you're gonna learn something. That's closed up. Places that Nibbles can be. Oh, I just picked him up. Where is he? See, I picked up his picture here. This is the value of, like, there are lots of times in the game when you want to, like, tab around, or, you know, backspace or Q or whatever it is that you use to target non-combat targetables. You know, I picked him up in the window. He's somewhere around here, so now I gotta see where his name's popping up on the screen. He's here. And I still have him targeted up, and I just lost him. Where are you, little bastard? So I picked him up again. The little shit's here somewhere. So obviously, you know, like, you can see, like, I'm totally doing this. Like, it's a little bit I mean, slower than it would be a pure Warlock, but, you know, hopefully you can look at this video and make your own choice. Like, okay, you know, like, I think this is reasonable, you know, or hell no, I want optimum DPS and I couldn't live with this kind of thing. I don't think most people have the aversion to playing melees like I do. He's over here somewhere. Where in the hell is he? But, you know, like, obviously, like, I'm doing okay at this. I'm surviving. I'm able to DPS him down, albeit a little bit slowly. So you can imagine, like, if I'm sitting there doing, like, lower, you know, doing chain 3 stuff and saga stuff, you know, or if I was doing epic hards for, you know, I mean, you'd be blowing through it. Where in the hell is this? So I think I'm actually gonna do one more past life like this. I'm gonna do this same thing where I do, like, the paladin PDK. Come on. There we go. I'm gonna do one more life with my guildie. Because, you know, I've said it before, I'm gonna say it again. It's not a joke, it sounds like it. But when you're dead, your DPS is 0. This is a profound, albeit simple lesson that some people never learn in DDO. Like, you gotta survive. You're dead, you're not doing any DPS. So survive first. You know, and when you die too, like, not only are you not doing any DPS when you're dead, but now somebody else in the party has to stop what they're doing and raise you. And, like, it's okay to die. Like, it's not a problem for somebody to die. But, like I said, most deaths are preventable. And, you know, and if you're dying 25 times in a raid, generally speaking, like, that's not okay. Like, you can do better than that. You know, I really trashed this quest. When it first came out, I was just so irritated with the fact that Ginger couldn't DPS these mobs, and, you know, I was on DDO cast talking about it, and, you know, I think I mentioned in another video, like, I really, like, want to revise my letter grade of it. It's not as bad as I was originally saying. I mean, I didn't run this quest for like a month after that first day. I was just so pissed off about it. But, you know, I mean, the fruit makes me laugh, the animated ladder, you know, it's a little uncreative, but I'm mostly okay with it. I might as well use that shrine because, damn, I need some hit points. I mean, spell points. Holy crap, you have got to be shitting me. I'm gonna drown that squirrel myself. This video's ridiculous. I want my money back is what I want. You know what? Now I'm re-pissed off at this quest. You know, I was coming around. That stupid squirrel is just pissing me off again. I was even looking underwater too, but then he had to be down there in the corner. Well, you saw it here first, folks. Look in the damn water if you can't find nibbles. Death ward's about to run out, so let's use another clicky here. Yeah, this guy's gonna take me a while, but I got Arcane Pulse, but that doesn't do a lot of DPS to him. It's freaking highly resistant to everything. I've got all the metas on Arcane Pulse, but that still doesn't seem to just do very much damage to him. Toggle Underdark Blast just to be safe. Ooh, Shiza. Now, the fire damage from the consecration doesn't seem to do a whole lot. It only heals them for like 1 or 2 points, so I'm not worried about dropping a consecration. Now, supposedly you can go up in that pipe up there where the water's coming out once you turn the water off, and you can just like range them down if you want to. But I don't like to do that kind of stuff in my videos. I'm not trying to show you how to purge or invis run crap. These are the scariest bases I've ever met. You know, and like I said before, you know, if you're running your, if you're getting a lot of your experience, like you're running through like an epic past life, you know, or something. If you're getting a lot of your experience from your like your epic hard dailies, like Wiz King and Offering of Blood, and, you know, Von 3 and all that stuff, like this, it's blowing through that stuff. You know, but if you're looking to run high end stuff, then definitely not. But this, again, this was all about just trying to get that past life out of the way and to avoid playing it as a melee, because I don't like playing melees, and there's not that many people in that boat. You know, most people are like, I would rather play a paladin. You know, and that's cool, but I don't know. Don't really like playing melees. Almost there. Drop a consecration, you'll be able to see the damages now. You see it's +2 from the fire, so you're not talking very much. I don't see any good damage, so it's not really worth dropping that against him. But you know, if you got all that other trash, it can be worth dropping it, because it's not healing him much, but it will heal you if you have that effect twisted into the healing effect. Don't be afraid to drop a consecration because you're afraid that it's going to heal him, because it's clearly not doing anything significant. Well, that's that. Damn. Shit was ridiculous. Thanks for watching. If you have questions about my videos, you can respond on YouTube. If you have any questions about my normal build, or if you have any questions about this jackassery that I've been doing for this life, you know, I'm happy to answer questions you have. Or if you happen to be on Sarlona, you're welcome to send me a tell. And I'm not opening this chest because I'm going to get some guildies in here to loot for me. Hopefully.